A massive wave of artificial intelligence infrastructure is currently sweeping across the American South. Developers are racing to build the data centers required to run modern AI, and the physical demands of these new facilities are staggering. To understand exactly what communities are afraid of, you only have to look a few hours west to Memphis, Tennessee, where Elon Musk's xAI recently constructed the Colossus supercomputer. This visualization shows the facility's staggering resource draw. Colossus requires 300 megawatts of electricity and pumps over 1 million gallons of water from the local aquifer every single day just to keep the servers cool. To bypass grid delays and get the facility online, the developers rolled in dozens of mobile gas turbines. Many of them operated without proper air quality permits, venting exhaust directly into surrounding neighborhoods. Memphis is a worst-case scenario playing out in real time. It proves that without hard physical constraints, these computing facilities act as industrial vacuums, draining local resources at an alarming rate. It's exactly why communities across the region are on high alert. That high alert has reached the quiet, rural town of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Here, a development group called Cadence LLC has proposed a new 70,000 square foot data center on Flatwoods Road. Residents immediately pushed back. In letters to the local paper, farmers and business owners outlined their fears of becoming a sacrifice zone, trapped next to a facility that might drain their water, pollute their air, and run noisy generators day and night. The anxiety is completely rational given what happened in Memphis. But if we look closely at the actual blueprints, contracts, and physics of the Flatwood project, we have to ask, is Lawrenceburg actually staring down an environmental disaster, or are there hard barriers standing in the way? Let's start with the electricity problem. A facility pulling hundreds of megawatts can strain the local power grid, forcing utilities to buy expensive peak power and passing those costs on to residents. While the Memphis hyperscaler hits 300 megawatts, Lawrenceburg holds Flatwood to a strict 7-megawatt contract. Spread across 70,000 square feet, this low 100 watt per square foot density is a conventional setup, physically incapable of running rows of power-hungry AI supercomputers. By keeping the load under 10 megawatts, Flatwood can draw power directly from existing municipal distribution lines. There is no need for multi-year grid interconnection studies or the construction of massive new high-voltage substations. This contractual power ceiling functions as a structural throttle, anchoring the facility's operations to the specific capacity of the existing municipal grid. The next major concern is water. Data centers generate intense heat, and the traditional way to cool them consumes vast amounts of local water. Open cooling towers evaporate millions of gallons of water into the atmosphere. Sensible heat transfer, however, moves heat through convection in a sealed radiator. Flatwood utilizes this closed-loop architecture. A water glycol mixture absorbs server heat, cools in an outside unit, and cycles right back inside. Because the system is entirely sealed, the exact same fluid recirculates continuously. Once those pipes are initially filled, the daily consumptive water use drops to near zero. The physics of the building simply don't allow it to waste water. The thermodynamic engineering itself serves as a physical barrier against community water depletion. Still, residents worry that the developers might play by the rules now, only to drag in noisy, highly polluting diesel generators later when no one is looking. But those backup systems don't exist in a vacuum. In Tennessee, the Department of Environment and Conservation holds strict jurisdictional power over all backup power emissions and air quality permits. And on top of that state-level control, Lawrenceburg has its own city ordinances. The local government has the direct authority to measure and enforce strict boundaries on any noise pollution crossing the property line. Together, these overlapping local and state regulations form a tight legal cage. They ensure that a facility can't quietly expand its footprint or start venting exhaust without triggering immediate regulatory alarms. The power and water constraints define the building's current operations, but the structural blueprints reveal a foundation designed for a far heavier future. This cross-section shows a major difference in structural engineering. A standard cloud data center uses a raised floor that can hold around 250 pounds per square foot. But Flatwood is pouring a thick, reinforced concrete slab designed to support extreme loads of over 1,000 pounds per square foot. Those high-density racks packed with AI accelerators weigh thousands of pounds. By laying down heavy-duty concrete from day one, the developers are actively future-proofing the facility's bones to support the immense weight of next-generation hardware. It makes the building a physical paradox. It is strictly constrained by its utility contracts today, but structurally prepared for the heavy AI compute of tomorrow. We are seeing a stark divide in the data center industry. On one side, massive, unregulated hyperscalers push local grids to the brink. On the other, highly constrained, regional edge centers try to fit quietly into existing communities. Right now, Flatwood falls firmly into that second category. Its legally binding 7-megawatt utility cap and closed-loop cooling system provide a solid, immediate shield for the Lawrenceburg environment. While engineering and legal caps provide an immediate shield, the long-term safety of the Lawrenceburg environment rests on the community ensuring every future expansion matches these original blueprints.